This month we've added NextDC to the Morgan's high conviction list. For those of you new to the name NextDC, it is Australia's largest independent data centre operator. Three key reasons why we've added it to our high conviction list. Number one, we're expecting some likely resolution of the AJD challenges which have happened over the last little while. Number two, we think there's potential for some large cornerstones in these next generation facilities. And number three, we've got some details of their next generation facility builds which have substantially improved specifications, which is attractive. So if we stop for a minute and just elaborate on each of those three key points. The first one is AJD. So three of NextDC's properties, that's the land and the buildings for three of their data centres, are owned by a REIT called AJD. And effectively what's happened is a tussle for control has ensued as a result of 360 Capital coming in and looking to take control of that vehicle. NextDC have effectively lodged their own bid, and we're now at the point where both companies own sizable stakes in AJD, NextDC owning slightly more. While it's not yet over, we think this is likely to be a positive as it gets resolved for NextDC. As it stands, NextDC have been able to resolve or prevent a change of control effectively with this business, and we need to see this finally pan out, but we think it's likely to be a positive as NextDC have achieved their sort of primary goal there. So the second point is we think there's some potential for some large cornerstone customers in the new facilities. NextDC have 5 live operating data centres around Australia now. In the next month they will add 2 more, being Brisbane 2 and Melbourne 2. And then within the next 12 months they're going to add Sydney 2. So if you look at Brisbane 2 and Melbourne 2, both of them will come online with a couple of megawatts of capacity, yet Sydney is going to come online with around 6 megawatts of capacity, so substantially more. When we talked to NextDC at their result, they sounded very positive with the likelihood of securing some customers ahead of this. And if you look at the size differential of Sydney 2, it seems quite possible that Sydney could have 2 to 4 megawatts of initial capacity signed up with customers before it gets turned on, and that would clearly be a positive for the stock and the earnings contribution from that facility. And then number 3, our final point, is just the specifications on these new generation data centres. So NextDC have come up with an Australian first. Their new Generation 2 facilities are Uptime Institute Tier 4 certified. So as I said, that's a first. What does that mean? We think that means that they can build these new data centres faster, cheaper and higher quality, certainly than their first generation facilities, and also than many of, if not all of their competitors. So the ability to build higher quality facilities is clearly a positive for customer uptake, and we think it's going to bode well for NextDC in the year ahead. So 3 key reasons we've added NextDC to our high conviction list. Contact your advisor for more details. Thank you.